They never told you that the key to healing your body could be found not in a pill, but in the habits you perform without a second thought. That the very routines you believe are harmless might be a slow, silent assault on your most vital organs. Welcome, my friends. Professor Vitalis here with your daily dose of wisdom and wellness, where science and experience walk hand in hand. Today, we embark on a crucial journey into the health of your kidneys. I must ask you to stay with me until the very end of our discussion. We will count down the 10 most common habits that damage these incredible organs. But the final point we discuss is not just another item on a list. It is the single most defining factor that separates a path toward healing and recovery from a path toward irreversible decline. Understanding this last point is paramount, and it could change the entire course of your health journey. Let's begin. Number 10. Holding in your urine. We've all been there. You're absorbed in a task, stuck in traffic on the freeway, or simply too comfortable on the couch to make the trip to the restroom. You tell yourself, I can hold it. But what does that seemingly innocent decision truly mean for your body? When your brain receives the signal that your bladder is full, it's a polite request for action. When you consistently ignore this request, you are essentially telling a sophisticated biological system to operate under stress. Imagine a balloon being repeatedly overinflated. Over time, it loses its elasticity. The same happens to your bladder. Its muscles can weaken and stretch, leading to a condition where it no longer empties completely. This residual urine becomes a stagnant pond, a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. This is how a simple delay can escalate into a painful urinary tract infection, or UTI. But the danger doesn't stop at the bladder. Think of your urinary system as a one-way street designed for waste to exit. When pressure builds up or an infection takes hold, that traffic can reverse. Bacteria can travel up the ureters into the kidneys themselves, causing a serious infection called pyelonephritis, which can lead to permanent kidney scarring and damage. Furthermore, that stagnant, concentrated urine allows minerals like calcium and oxalate more time to find each other and crystallize, forming painful kidney stones. The solution is beautifully simple. Listen to your body. When it speaks, honor its request. Number 9. Overusing painkillers. In our modern world, we've become accustomed to quick fixes for discomfort. A headache, a sore back, an aching joint, we reach for a painkiller. I'm speaking specifically about a class of drugs called non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. You know them as ibuprofen, aspirin, or naproxen. They are incredibly effective, but their power is a double-edged sword. How do they work? They block enzymes called cyclooxygenase, or COX enzymes, which reduces the production of prostaglandins, compounds that cause pain and inflammation. This is why you feel relief. However, these same prostaglandins play a vital role in maintaining blood flow to the kidneys. They help keep the tiny blood vessels that feed your kidney filters, the glomeruli, wide open. When you take an NSAID, you inadvertently constrict these vessels, reducing the supply of blood and oxygen to your kidneys. Occasional use is not the primary concern. The real danger lies in chronic daily use. This slow starvation of the kidneys can lead to a condition known as analgesic nephropathy, a gradual, often silent, scarring and stiffening of kidney tissue. It's a slow-motion decline in function that you might not notice until significant, irreversible damage is done. So when you feel pain, I urge you to get curious. Instead of just silencing the signal, ask what the signal is trying to tell you. Consult with your healthcare provider to investigate the root cause of your chronic pain and explore safer, more sustainable alternatives for managing it. Number 8. Not drinking enough water. Water is the solvent of life. It's the medium in which nearly every single one of your body's biochemical reactions takes place. Your kidneys are the master purifiers, and they are utterly dependent on a steady flow of water to do their job. Think of them as a high-tech water filtration plant for your blood. When you don't drink enough, you are essentially forcing this plant to work with sludge instead of water. Your blood becomes more concentrated with waste products like urea and creatinine. Your urine becomes darker, more concentrated, and more acidic. This hyper-concentrated fluid is irritating to the delicate tissues of your kidneys and bladder. This is the perfect environment for the formation of those dreaded kidney stones. Minerals that would normally be flushed out with ease now have the opportunity to precipitate out of the solution and form hard, crystalline structures. Chronic dehydration doesn't just increase the risk of stones. It puts a constant low-grade strain on your kidneys, reducing their overall efficiency and contributing to a gradual decline in function over years. While the old advice of 8 glasses a day is a reasonable starting point, a more personalized approach is to listen to your body's thirst signals and pay attention to the color of your urine. It should be a pale, straw-like yellow. If it's dark, your kidneys are sending you a clear message. They are thirsty. Keep a water bottle with you as a constant, gentle reminder to support the organs that work so tirelessly for you. Number 7. Consuming too much salt. Salt, or more precisely, sodium chloride, is a mineral that is essential for life. It helps regulate fluid balance and is critical for nerve and muscle function. But in this case, there's a vast difference between what is essential and what is excessive. The modern diet has made excess the norm, and your kidneys are paying the price. Here's how it works. Your body is programmed to maintain a very specific concentration of sodium in your bloodstream. When you consume a high-salt meal, you disrupt this delicate balance. To compensate, your body holds onto water to dilute the excess sodium. This retained water increases the total volume of blood circulating in your vessels. Imagine trying to force more water through the same-sized garden hose. The pressure inside the hose skyrockets. This is high blood pressure, and it is one of the primary drivers of kidney disease. This relentless pressure pummels the fragile microscopic filtering units in your kidneys, causing physical damage and scarring over time. The kidneys, in turn, must work overtime to try and filter out all that excess sodium, putting them under constant strain. To protect your kidneys, you must become a sodium detective. So much of our salt intake doesn't come from the salt shaker, but from the hidden sodium in processed foods, canned soups, frozen dinners, and restaurant meals. Start reading labels, choose fresh whole foods, and learn to flavor your meals with herbs, spices, citrus, and garlic. You'll be amazed at how your palate adjusts, and your kidneys will thank you for the relief. Number 6. Eating processed foods. Convenience often comes at a hidden cost, and when it comes to processed foods, that cost is frequently paid by your health, and specifically your kidney health. These foods are masterpieces of food engineering, designed for long shelf life and hyperpalatability. But they are often nutritional wastelands, packed with ingredients that put an enormous burden on your internal systems. We've already discussed the high sodium content, which drives up blood pressure. But that's only part of the story. Processed foods are also typically high in phosphorus additives. While phosphorus is a natural mineral, the form used in processed foods is absorbed much more readily than the phosphorus found in whole foods, and it is especially hard for compromised kidneys to clear. They are also loaded with refined sugars and unhealthy fats, which contribute to obesity and insulin resistance, 2 major risk factors for kidney disease that we will discuss in more detail. Furthermore, a diet heavy in processed meats and other acid-forming foods can disrupt your body's delicate pH balance. Your kidneys are a primary regulator of this balance, and they must work harder to excrete the excess acid, putting them under yet more strain. To truly support your kidneys, you must shift your focus. Instead of asking what you can grab quickly, ask what you can eat that is whole, fresh, and vibrant. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains provides the nutrients, antioxidants, and fiber your kidneys need to thrive without the burden of artificial additives and excessive sodium. Cooking at home is not just a chore, it is an act of taking control over your own well-being. Number 5. Ignoring high blood pressure. We often call high blood pressure the silent killer because it typically has no obvious symptoms in its early stages. Yet, inside your body, it wages a relentless war on your blood vessels, and the kidneys are on the front lines of this battle. Think of the filtering units in your kidneys, the glomeruli, as a network of incredibly delicate microscopic blood vessels. They are designed to withstand normal blood pressure, filtering waste from your blood while keeping essential proteins and cells in. Now, imagine subjecting that delicate network to the force of a pressure washer, day after day, year after year. The vessels become scarred, hardened, and weak. Their ability to filter effectively is compromised. Waste products begin to build up in the blood, and precious proteins start to leak into the urine. This process is known as hypertensive nephropathy. It's a slow, progressive destruction of kidney tissue. If left unchecked, it is a primary cause of chronic kidney disease and can ultimately lead to complete kidney failure, necessitating dialysis or a transplant. Managing your blood pressure is not optional. It is one of the most critical actions you can take to preserve your kidney function. This involves a multifaceted approach: a low-sodium diet, regular physical activity, stress management, limiting alcohol, and, if your doctor prescribes it, adhering strictly to your medication. Invest in a home blood pressure monitor. Tracking your numbers makes the invisible visible and empowers you to take action before silent damage becomes a loud crisis. Number 4. Consuming excessive sugar. Sugar has become ubiquitous in our modern diet, lurking not just in cakes and candies, but hidden in sauces, salad dressings, bread, and seemingly healthy yogurts. While a sweet treat on occasion is a simple pleasure, a diet consistently high in sugar unleashes a cascade of metabolic chaos that is devastating to your kidneys. The most direct path of destruction begins with weight gain. Excess sugar consumption is a primary driver of obesity. Carrying extra body weight means your kidneys must work harder, filtering more blood to meet the metabolic demands of a larger body. But the more insidious damage comes from what sugar does on a cellular level. High blood sugar levels lead to a process called glycation, where sugar molecules essentially caramelize proteins in your body, creating harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs cause inflammation and stiffness in the small blood vessels of the kidneys, crippling their ability to filter properly. And of course, a high-sugar diet is the fast track to developing type 2 diabetes, which, as we will soon see, is the leading cause of kidney failure. The message is clear. You must become conscious of your sugar intake, read labels diligently, make water your primary beverage, swapping out sodas and sweetened juices. Learn to appreciate the natural sweetness of fruit and use spices like cinnamon and vanilla to add flavor to your foods. Reducing your sugar load is one of the most profound gifts you can give your kidneys. Number 3. Smoking. The link between smoking and diseases of the lungs and heart is universally understood, but many are unaware of the devastating direct impact that smoking has on the kidneys. When you inhale cigarette smoke, you are introducing thousands of toxic chemicals into your bloodstream. Your kidneys, as the body's primary filters, are then tasked with trying to remove this poisonous cocktail. This process inflicts damage in 2 primary ways. First, chemicals like nicotine are powerful vasoconstrictors, meaning they cause blood vessels to tighten and narrow. This reduces vital blood flow to the kidneys, starving them of the oxygen and nutrients they need to function. Second, the toxins in smoke cause oxidative stress and inflammation, directly damaging the delicate cells and structures within the kidneys. This double assault accelerates the hardening of the arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis, not just in the heart but within the kidneys themselves. Smokers are far more likely to develop chronic kidney disease, and for those who already have it, smoking causes the disease to progress much more rapidly toward failure. It also dramatically increases the risk of developing a particularly aggressive form of kidney cancer. The good news is that the body has a remarkable capacity to heal. The moment you quit smoking, the benefits begin. Blood flow improves, the inflammatory burden lessens, and you immediately halt the ongoing assault. Quitting is not easy, but it is the single most powerful step a smoker can take to protect their kidneys. Number 2. Drinking too much alcohol. While moderate alcohol consumption may be acceptable for some, excessive drinking places a heavy toxic burden on your body, and the kidneys are caught directly in the crossfire. Alcohol is a toxin, and your kidneys work in tandem with your liver to filter it from your blood. Heavy drinking forces them into overdrive. One of the most immediate effects of alcohol is that it is a diuretic. It tells your body to excrete more fluid than you are taking in, leading to dehydration. As we've already established, dehydration concentrates the blood and makes the kidney's filtering job significantly harder, reducing their efficiency. But the chronic effects are even more concerning. Heavy alcohol consumption is a leading cause of liver disease. Your liver and kidneys are partners in detoxification. They form a hepatorenal axis. When the liver is damaged and can't perform its functions, an enormous secondary burden is placed on the kidneys to pick up the slack, which can overwhelm them over time. Furthermore, excessive drinking is a well-known contributor to high blood pressure, which, as we know, is a primary enemy of the kidneys. Over the long term, this combination of direct toxic effects, dehydration, and high blood pressure can lead to alcohol-induced kidney damage, a progressive loss of function that can lead to chronic kidney disease. Moderation is the key. For your health, limiting intake to no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men is the widely accepted guideline for protecting your entire system. And now we arrive at the #1 habit you must break if you want to heal your kidneys. This isn't just another tip. This is the epicenter of kidney health. It is the factor that, more than any other, determines the long-term fate of these vital organs. #1. Neglecting diabetes management. Diabetes is, without question, the single leading cause of chronic kidney disease and kidney failure in the world. If you have diabetes, how you manage your blood sugar is the single most important action you can take for the health of your kidneys. It is not an exaggeration to say that your life depends on it. Let's revisit the process of glycation we touched on earlier. When blood sugar levels are consistently high, sugar molecules attach to the proteins that make up the tiny blood vessels in your kidney's filters, the glomeruli. This damages them, causing them to become scarred and leaky. This condition is called diabetic nephropathy. In the early stages, the kidneys may allow protein, like albumin, to leak into the urine, one of the first warning signs. As the damage progresses, the filters become clogged and scarred, losing their ability to clean the blood effectively. Waste products build up, blood pressure rises, and a vicious cycle begins that spirals toward end-stage renal disease, where the only options are lifelong dialysis or a kidney transplant. The damage is gradual, silent, and largely irreversible once it reaches an advanced stage. This is why prevention and proactive management are not just important, they are everything. This means meticulously monitoring your blood sugar levels, adhering strictly to your prescribed medications, working with your doctor to control your blood pressure and cholesterol, and embracing a diet and exercise plan that supports stable glucose levels. Managing diabetes is not a passive activity. It is an active daily commitment to preserving the organs that keep you alive. It is the ultimate act of partnership with your own body. Knowledge only works when you apply it. I'm Professor Vitalis. Stay curious, stay healthy, and never stop learning.